Okay, so let's do a little go-to-market strategy using this assistant here that quickly helps you identify the best go-to-market strategy for an offer. So I've got Talk Me Up here, and these guys are a communication, AI-powered communication effectiveness assessment and coaching. So this is improving your team's communication and persuasive skills, and doing it in a sort of scalable way with AI. That's essentially what this thing is about. And so it's going to figure that out, and then it's going to ask, shall I proceed with the next step and creating a go-to-market strategy? And so I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to sort of brainstorm different go-to-market strategy angles that we could use for a cold outbound email. And we could, for example, create a campaign targeting HR managers and corporate trainers at companies that have recently transitioned to remote work or hybrid models. That's interesting. And the reasoning behind it: shift to remote work, communication effectiveness has become critical, which I 100% agree with. It has become critical. Develop a campaign for enterprises undergoing digital transformation, specifically chief technology and chief human resource officers, highlighting how reasoning digital transformation often overlook the need for enhancing soft skills. It's okay. So basically, it's coming up with various different ones and brainstorming a sort of variety of angles. And now it's going to ask, shall I score these strategies by relevancy and timeliness from 0 to 100%? And I'll say yes. And now it's going to sort of, evaluate these based upon the criteria for their score of relevancy. So explanation. GTM strategy 1 has a 90%. It's highly relevant as it directly targets the immediate needs of companies adapting to remote work where communication is a pivotal change. And that was the first one here, which I actually like the best. Of course, I didn't really read these ones. But yeah, it seems to know the correct thinking here. Seems to be on point. 3, I'm not going to go through all these, but it's going to basically tell you the reasoning why the number 1 is the best one. Now the timeliness scores, strategy 1 also extremely timely, targeting companies when they're most in need of effective communication tools due to recent remote work transitions. And so now it's going to ask, should I determine which go-to-market strategy will quickly achieve the highest positive reply rates? And I'll say yes. And that's based upon other criteria, considering the factors of how much of a need there really is for the product, essentially. So strategy 1, targeting remote work transitions, likely offers the highest positive rate. The strategy is extremely relevant and timely, addressing an immediate and widespread need for effective communication in remote settings. Cool. Ease of execution, strategy 1 also scores high in execution. Identifying companies that have transitioned to remote work can be relatively straightforward with the right tools. Many businesses openly discuss their work models, professional networks, on LinkedIn or in business updates, and this information can often be accessed through HR platforms, news outlets, and corporate press releases. Okay, so we could scrape for that. Balance between response rates and execution ease. So now it's going to sort of like try to balance this out and give its reasoning for that. Strategy 1 strikes the best balance. Not only does it address critical needs, but also clearly identify inaccessible segments. Okay, so shall I list the top pain point that the product addresses and job titles to target based upon this chosen GTM strategy? Yes. All right, so the pain point here is going to be enhancing remote communication effectiveness. Talk Me Up addresses the critical need for improved communication skills in remote and hybrid work environments, ensuring that teams can interact effectively regardless of physical location. I wouldn't say this is really phrased as a pain point, but we can fix that later. Target job roles would be HR managers, corporate trainers, chief human resource officers. Now, should I list tools where we can get company level data points for this strategy? And this will be helpful in tools like Clay. So when we want to scrape for the right data points and information, we have some sources where we can look for those for that information. Some databases where we can look, etc., etc. Okay, Google Alerts, lead feeder, blah blah blah. Would you like to explore more about how to effectively use these tools? Okay, so from here, I would say, this is not phrased as a pain point. I want a visceral, real world, tangible pain point that the go-to market strategy addresses and the product addresses. Okay, so I'm going to try to get it to narrow in on the pain really more. Yeah, that is truly a pain, I think, quite likely, and for many companies. Okay, and there you go. That's it. That's how you that's how you sort of really quickly brainstorm a bunch of ideas and then narrow it down really fast.